I came back. Hi. I don't want nobody to worry about me. I'm protected, okay? Look how cute my bowl. Oh no, I love this era, like the 50s. Yeah, I think that's what I look like. I probably look like one of my grandmas. I bet you. I bet you they have influence right now in my life. I know they do. They do. That's why I dress this way, I think. I'm picking up on their energy. I am. Because I'm more comfortable dressing this way, you know? It was classy. It was modest, but sexy still. Yeah, I think it's sexy. Yeah. I think that's what I pick up on my grandma's energy with that. I do. It's still beautiful out. It is. You know, if you're new to my channel, one of my main things that I do here on my platform is I out shitty people. I do. I was bullied my whole life, okay? My whole life. And I finally healed from all of that bullying. And I was able to figure out why. Why did I let people bully me my whole life? Why? And because I figured it out and was able to heal myself and reinvent myself, it was total rebirth. I just want to show other people that they can do it too. Okay? You don't have to get stuck in a story that's stale, that's going nowhere. You don't. I'm going to encourage everybody. That's like my role in life, I think. I just want to uplift people, give them hope. When I spent the worst years in my depression, I was stuck to YouTube. I used to just watch people that uplifted me and gave me hope to keep going. I'd watch like gardening channels that taught you how to start gardening from a seed. I was so grateful for all the information that people just so freely and generously, they just generously offer it on the internet. You know that? And if they get a donation, it's great. And if not, they're good. And that's how I feel. I'm just here to give information to whoever wants it. Yeah? I got a lot of wisdom, a lot. I do. And I'm still learning. That's the whole thing, you guys. This whole journey is about learning, ascending. Just like we ascend in school, we ascend grades, and just like all the secret societies ascend up their pyramids. We're supposed to ascend spiritually, okay? And what allows us to do that are the life experiences that we have. How else can we ascend unless we start at the bottom, right? We can't start at the top. We have to start at the bottom. And we're on this journey, this spiritual journey, to ascend our spirit. You know how they say that Jesus ascended into the clouds? He actually raised his vibration. He was able to raise it so high that he jumped timelines. He jumped timelines from where he was being persecuted, okay? That's what happens when you raise your vibration. You open the door to miracles, instant miracles. So whatever was happening to Jesus, if it's true, I could see like the message in the story, and that's what I'm trying to relay to others, okay? He was in a timeline where he was being hurt, and he ascended his spirit so high that God snatched him out of that timeline and put him in a different timeline where those people had no longer had access to him. That's what he did. He ascended. And if we live in a Christ like state of mind and heart, guess what happens? We ascend. We ascend spiritually, which is all that matters, you guys. None of this material world matters. If you get stuck on this material world, guess what? You're going to have to keep repeating this. Who wants to come back? I don't want to come back to this timeline. Actually, I'm in a different timeline than you guys. I am. I've already started my ascension. And I'm going to keep ascending just like Christ. Okay? I'm going to teach you guys how to do it. So first of all, I took my power back from all the bullies. Yes. I took my power back. I protect me now, okay? Nobody gets to bully me. I get to stand up for myself, and you don't have to shut me up about it, okay? If you're going to take the time to bully me, you better stand 10 toes down with me. Because I'm not going to back down, fuckers. I'm not. And I'm going to teach others how to not back down. And it doesn't mean that you're lowering yourself to their standard, okay? What it means is that you're going to raise your vibration so high that they have no choice but to fall away from you, okay? They have no choice. They can't be around you. If they come at you, they're in a vehicle, they'll get in an accident. There are energetic forces that protect you when you ascend your spirit. They're called angels. It's an energy force. It's a vortex of protection. Actually, it's a lot of vortexes of protection around our bodies. Yeah. We have an aura. We are humans. Hue. You know what hue is? It's a color. We're a bunch of colors. A bunch of hues. A bunch of little vibrating molecules that look solid. Yeah, but we're not. Not really. We're more energy than anything. So when you ascend your spirit, guess what happens? You jump timelines. You jump... Some people might call it a dimension, a different dimension. I don't like that. I think it's just a different... I heard this from another mentor. A bandwidth. You're on a different wavelength. Okay? That's it. And depending on what wavelength you are on, is the life you're gonna sow. You reap what you sow. See how everything is connected? All these sayings that were drilled into our brain. It's because it's true. We do reap what we sow. Karma is real. It's all an energetic force that's around us. You want to magnetize love. And if you want love in your life, guess what? You have to be love first, okay? Which means you have to feel it. You have to feel it even for your enemies. Like I said, a big part of my healing was to forgive my enemies. To see them that at some point in this fucking big trick that we were born into, at some point, they were hurt and violated and traumatized. Just like me. They just made the wrong choice, you know? We have free will. We do. You could choose to stay connected to God and listen to the Holy Spirit in you. We have like this inner knowing and inner intuition and inner, just an inner love and inner peace. We know what to do. And we're tricked into not listening to that voice, okay? We're tricked. We're told that voice is wrong. Yeah, that's where they program us at school. And then it didn't end there, right? Television, movies, politics, the news. Oh my God, the fucking news. Yeah, don't watch it. Don't. Who knows that, hi. Who knows that, we're creators of our own destinies. of our own realities. Who knows that? You know that most people just let life happen to them? I did. First 50 years of my life, I just thought it was my destiny to suffer. Yeah. I thought it was everybody else's destiny to have it sweet, except for me. And then one day I listened to this inner voice and I was like, why? I'm the nicest one out of all my brothers and sisters. Why shouldn't I have it sweet? I didn't understand. It didn't make sense. When things don't make sense to me, I have to question it. I have to study it. Like, so this happened here, that happened there, but it doesn't equal this. Why are we here? So I have to make sense of it, okay? And in order to make sense of something, you have to deconstruct it like a puzzle. And my brain can do that really good. So I was so good at all my jobs because I had these analytical skills that others didn't. I thought, I could analyze. They were business skills, but I didn't know I could analyze people too. I can. I'm like a human lie detector. Did you know that? I always have been. Always. I just got tricked a few years into not believing in my own abilities, my own psychic abilities and intuitive abilities. I'm a seer. You know how I make my reels? Let me tell you how I make my reels. I see it first. I see it in my heart, in my brain, wherever you see. And then I create it. And it all just kind of comes together. It's really beautiful. I love making my musical reels. I do. I hope you guys enjoy them. I'm going to change the subject on you guys, okay? Because I want to be fair. I want to be fair to all my enemies, okay? I believe in fairness. I do. I do. So I was bitching about my husband a little while ago, okay? But I've had 2 husbands. Yes, I have. Elsa hooked up when she was 17 years old with a 27-year-old man, a Mexican resident. And I hooked up with him in Mexico, okay? But I was like an American citizen. Well, not citizen, I was a legal resident at the time. I'm honest. But anyway, I had been shipped to Mexico by my siblings, so I was shipped into an abusive situation with my parents and my abusers, yeah. So when I had the first opportunity to leave my home, which was at 17, I left. So I'm in this foreign country. I've been there just a few months before I met him, okay? 10 years my senior. Very controlling. Very narcissistic. He was like one of those arrogant narcissists. He thought he was better than me because he had gone to college. He went to the university to study medicine. So he thought he was better than me. Yeah. Because I was a dropout. I was a dropout from high school. I didn't finish high school because, my siblings didn't let me. So this man takes me in and he starts to program me by bullying me, by hitting me, by shutting me up, by cheating on me. There's this one memory I have. I have my new baby. This is a horrible memory. I don't think any of my children have ever heard these stories, because this is story time with Elsa, by the way, if you guys are confused. And I love that I'm telling these stories because it's my truth. It is. And one day my children are going to know my truth because they're in a state of confusion right now. They've heard stories about me from other people and they're confused. So these stories are to clear my name, okay? I've been nothing but kind-hearted to all the people in my life, all of them. So let's go back to my first husband. And I want my children to know that I had not mentioned him because of the high respect I have for my babies. That's their father. I don't want to speak ill of their father. But then, if I don't stand up for myself and tell my story, well, my children are never going to know the truth, right? They're not going to know. And they need to know where they come from. They need to know their truth. Everything their mother was exposed to by all the bullies in her life. Starting with him. Well, because he's the father. Let's go back to that time. I'm 17. Okay, so by the time I'm 19, I want a baby so bad. Oh my God. I have wanted to be loved my whole life. And my solution for that is to have a baby. It's very selfish, you guys. To have a baby just because you have these needs, because you have these abandonment wounds and you couldn't, nobody filled your cup of love. So I thought that having a baby with this abusive man was going to heal our marriage, was going to heal me somehow from my brokenness. So by the time I'm 19, I give birth to my first baby with this man, 10 years my elder. I'm going to say she was 6 weeks old. And we owned our own little business downtown. We had like a health food store, like a little GNC, a mom and pop GNC. And we made like fresh juice drinks and shit like that, yeah. So he would have to close up at night, okay? I have a 6-week-old baby. And he doesn't come home. He's usually home by 9. He doesn't come home. And by 11 o'clock, I start freaking out. Now, this is before cell phones, you guys. There's no cell phones. You can't just pick up a phone and get a hold of somebody. No. You have to kind of just wait to see if they show up. Or maybe you could call somebody else's house and see if they went there, which is what I did. I called my in-laws. Have you heard from him? It's 11 o'clock and he's not home. I was terrified. He used to carry around gold jewelry that he would sell, retail. And I thought he had been kidnapped. I was terrified that he was being held for ransom somewhere and that we were just supposed to wait for a phone call. Because these are the things that happen in Mexico. People are always kidnapped and held for ransom. So I bundle up my 6-week-old baby. Yeah. And I flag a taxi at the corner. By now it's midnight, easy. I flag a taxi at the corner and I go to my in-laws' house. My mother-in-law, my father-in-law, and all my brother-in-laws and sister-in-laws live there. It's a huge family, huge house, huge mansion. And I arrive with my little bundle in a taxi and I'm crying. Somebody's kidnapped my husband. Blah, 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 blah. So my father-in-law gets out of bed and he's irritated. Oh my God, he's so fucking irritated by me. He's like, he's probably out with friends, drinking. What's your problem? Pretty much. And my mother-in-law convinces him to go look for him. For me. Because I'm in despair. I think my husband's like tied up by the cartel and they're torturing him by now, putting like hot sauce up his nose and shit like that. Because that's what they do. And my father-in-law is just fucking irritated that I got him out of bed to go look for my husband. So he takes off in his Mercedes Benz. It was a collectible. Yeah. He collected Mercedes Benz classics. So he goes to he knows exactly where to find him, by the way. Yeah. Goes to a nightclub. And my husband's there dancing with some bitch. And my father-in-law goes up to him and tells him, your wife's at my house crying with your newborn baby, and I'm supposed to take you home. Okay? And you know what he did? He refused. He refused to go home to me. He told his father to tell me to just spend the night there at his house and wait for him in the morning. Yeah. 10 years my elder. So I'm 19. I have a new baby. This is like the first time that he's cheated on me. My father-in-law comes back to his house and gives me the news. Didn't sugarcoat it or nothing. No. I think he got a little glee out of it, actually. See my heart break. Yeah. Fucking toxic people. He says, I found him. He's okay. Go to bed. He'll be here in the morning. What do you mean you found him? Where? He's at a nightclub. And he was dancing with another woman. He's drinking. He'll be back for you in the morning. Don't worry. It's nothing. What? It's nothing? This is the rebel that Elsa is. I hand my bundle of joy to my mother-in-law. And I give her instructions. And I tell her, I'll be back. And I get the nearest taxi cab. And I ask him to take me to the nearest liquor store. And we buy a 12-pack. And we ride around town together, drinking this 12-pack. The poor taxi guy, he's so concerned for me. I'm sobbing. My husband's at a nightclub, he's cheating on me, and everybody's okay with it. So he's consoling me. He's consoling me. He's taking me around the town, and we're drinking beer, and he'll stop at gas stations so I could go pee. And I'm telling him my life story at 19, you know. And he was so cordial. He was so kind. You know, he could have done anything to me. And I want to express how these are earth angels, okay? That in the midst of us breaking down, God will send us mercy through these people. They're angels. He could have hurt me at any moment, and he didn't. He just went along with it to console me. See, we all have to recognize these miracles in our lives, because this is what proves to us that God is real, that we're protected. So anyway, by the time we're done drinking, I didn't go looking for my husband, no. I was getting even, but not in that way. I wasn't going to make out with the taxi guy or nothing like that. I was just going to go party, I guess. I was 19. I didn't know what I was doing. I just thought I was getting even. So he takes me to my mother-in-law's house when we're drunk enough, I guess, and he thinks I need to go to bed. You know, he doesn't want any liability with me anymore. And he makes sure that everything's okay before he pulls away. And I get to my mother-in-law's, and they say, oh, your husband's already been here, and he took the baby. What? Yeah, he took the baby. He's at your house. He's waiting for you. So now I turn into the bad guy. Now everybody's looking at me like I'm the whore. Where were you? He's already more responsible than you. He's got the baby. So the taxi guy's waiting for me to tell him that everything's okay, and thank God, because it wasn't. So he gives me a ride to my house, where my husband is furious. He's so fucking furious. He's waiting at the door for me with the baby. I get the fucking beating of my life. Because he cheated on me. Because I was bold enough to say, fuck you. You don't get to disrespect me that way and get away with it, asshole. And he beat me. I had dark eyes. Everything. My face was a mess. One of my nails flipped off from trying to protect myself. It was vicious. He was going to teach me not to ever stand up to him again. And on top of that, he threatened to take away my child. He said that if I ever thought of leaving him, that we were in Mexico and he would take her from me. So I was forced to stay with him. I was forced to stay with a man that beat me. And my family knew. My family knew, and they never helped. You know what they said? Oh, you're not a little piece of candy, you know. Yeah, my family wasn't a little piece of candy because I stood up for myself my whole life. Because I knew what was right and what was wrong. And that was wrong. I was with this man for 17 fucking years. I had 4 children with him. The first one was planned, and the other 3, I couldn't be on birth control all the time. It affected my blood pressure. So I'd get pregnant in between. So I ended up having 4 babies with him. And the more children you have, the more responsibilities, and you just put up with more shit, And you just shut the fuck up and sit in the corner and just hope that when they drink, they don't get crazy on you. Yeah. It was bad. And see, again, because I grew up in such a vicious household, I wanted to shelter my babies from that. So when I saw my husband irate and getting out of control, guess what? I had to pacify him. I had to let him be right always. So that he wouldn't have a fucking tantrum in front of them. And make us miserable. Because these twisted people have no empathy for babies. They don't care that their own children are witnessing this. They don't care. So I did everything in my power to make it work and make it not get violent or vicious. He did. He taught me never to stand up to him again. Never. But I did. Because that's what happens when we drink. We get so courageous. I did. I stand up to him another time. And that was because we were at a wedding or a quinceañera. I wanted to dance, and I danced with his brother because he refused to take me out to dance. We had 2 babies. And I wasn't like an intentional or nothing. I just wanted to dance at the party. And he wouldn't dance with me. He was like a tyrant. Oh, he was bitter. But his brother was like my age, 10 years younger. And he took me out to dance. And he beat the shit out of me. Because I accepted the invitation to dance from his brother. And I'm sure that at the end of our marriage, he got to tell his side of the story to everybody. how I was probably like a whore. I was whoring around at work and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. But they leave out all the details, you know, the 17 years that you endured. But that wasn't the worst part, you guys. This was the worst part, okay? When I finally got the courage to ask him for a divorce, he had a tantrum. Instead of sticking around and just, going through the whole divorce process and, child support, child custody we had for kids, he ran. He ran away to Mexico with his family. We didn't hear from him for 2 years. He never checked on his kids. 4 kids. He left me with 4 kids. No child support. He was so butthurt that I had left him and quickly remarried. 8 months later, I was remarried. Okay. That's how good of a catch I was. That somebody swept me up right away. Sorry. So this man disappears. And he leaves behind 4 broken-hearted children. Okay? Can you imagine what my children have to go through now? Because of his fucking arrogance. It was his arrogance. His fucking ego, his pride. Because I divorced him, because I had the balls to finally divorce him and get remarried and be happy. He couldn't take that. And he knew he couldn't affect me anymore, but he could affect the kids. Yeah, my kids fell apart. My poor babies. Can you imagine the rejection they must have felt? And then he remarried and had 2 more children with his new wife. Bought them a new house with a swimming pool. Gave them an education. And my poor kids, are lucky if they get $20 out of a little ATM card he sends them every 5 years. Yeah. They don't get phone calls. They don't get nothing. Letters, nothing. Can you imagine how abandoned my babies were? And how angry. I'd be angry. Where do you think that anger went, you guys? To the parent that's trying to stabilize the situation. To the parent that's stuck around. To the parent that quickly remarried so that my babies would have stability, a stable family home. I wasn't going to whore around. That wasn't going to be me. I needed to set an example for my babies. And when I started dating my new husband, I told him, our dates are here at home with the kids. We watch movies. And if you want to be with me intimately, you're going to have to marry me and move in with me. Because I have 4 children. I can't go out on dates. I don't do that. So guess what he did? He quickly snatched me up, moved in, and helped me raise those kids. He did. Thank you. Thank you for that, Jeff. So my poor babies have been abandoned by their dad, and I want to make it up to them. So I bring in a new dad for them, yeah. And I want them to love him so much. He's sweet. He's funny. I think, oh my God, this is perfect. He's a goofball. And, yeah, he gets angry sometimes and yells at me and bullies me, but he's really nice to the kids. And he supports them financially. You know what he did? He let me stay home. Told me I didn't have to work. And he would support all of us. My hero. This is my hero. So I get to be a stay-at-home mom now. Yeah. So I'm going to make it up to my babies that their dad left them. Yeah. And started a new family. You know, no apologies. And I'm going to make sure that their new dad is their hero at all costs. You know what the cost was? My dignity. Because their new dad, yeah, he was kind and generous and funny and a goofball. But he had another side, a dark side, that I had to hide. I had to hide from them because my poor babies had already been so fucking traumatized. Can you imagine 17 years of witnessing their mom being abused by their father? And then if I would have told them that their stepdad was abusing me or bullying me, can you imagine how brokenhearted they would have been? So I hid it. I hid it well. And I created illusions for everybody, okay? That he was this hero. And again, he was. He came home every night. His paycheck went straight to the bank. But something else is going on out there, huh? See, some narcissists are overt and they're right in your fucking face like my first husband, okay? They're arrogant and you could tell. I mean, they think they're the bee's knees or whatever, you know. They're arrogant, aren't they? But some narcissists are overt. They love bomb you. They manipulate you so that they could get away with their misdeeds. They bring you home flowers after they've been fucking somebody else. They leave you a love note in the morning and tell you how beautiful you are. And then you can't get a hold of them all day. Why? I didn't share any of these details with my children. And they need to know the truth. Because everybody in my life has used me as a doormat, and it's not happening anymore. Okay? Not even my hero husband that helped me raise my kids. Okay? Because at the end of the day, you know what? You were just like another kid. You kept them company. That was awesome. Thank you. Thank you for that. And again, thank you for your generosity financially. Thank you. But now, you know, we have to make things balanced, okay? And I feel that because I was guilt-ridden, that this man that wasn't a biological father was giving me his paycheck to raise my kids. I was guilt-ridden. Can you imagine? I felt that I owed him, like, all my life. So part of owing him meant I had to give myself up. I had to make myself really tiny so he could feel big. Yeah, the big man in the house. I let myself get overweight. I stopped wearing makeup or pretty clothes. Because I laid in bed all day and my husband never looked for me. Why should I put makeup on? Why should I do my hair? I wasn't fucking around with anybody else. Who should I do that for? Myself? I didn't know how to do that for myself. Now I do. Now it's just all for me, yeah. See, I learned that we create our own reality. I made myself small so that people that were smaller than me felt comfortable around me. And I don't mean to insult anybody by saying smaller. We're just on different bandwidths. It's a different frequency. We have different levels of knowledge and wisdom and different lessons we've learned, okay? I've learned a bunch of lessons. I had already had a whole marriage before my second marriage. He didn't. He didn't have kids. So I had to hold it all together for everybody. And it still fell apart. It did. So that's when we give it to God, okay? That's when we surrender, and yeah. So yeah, I just want to bring up my first husband because, he's gotten away with so much. He was so unfair to his first four children. Yeah, he inherited a large property in downtown Tepic, Nayarit. He did. One of those beautiful Tartarian properties. He did. I wonder who's going to inherit that. Are your kids going to get any of that? I mean, your first set of kids. It doesn't matter. You know what, guys? We make our own abundance. We don't need anybody to hand inheritances over to us. No, we make our own magic, our own money. We create our own lives, okay? I'm not going to teach you how to make money, too. I am. It's by raising your vibration. See, once you leave behind all these low vibrating entities that somehow infiltrated your life for fucking years and years and years, once you detach from all that, you just open the door to a whole new world. Because your vibration gets higher. You know why? Because you're being true to yourself. You're not lying to anybody anymore about your truth. See how we have to live in our truth? Stop pretending to keep up with the fucking Joneses. Okay? If your marriage isn't working out, do something about it. Figure out why. Heal. Heal your childhood wounds, because more than anything, that's why. We attract our parents in a different body. And they're different spirits. They are. They just jump from bodies. They follow us. They do. So anyway, I just had to rat him out too. Fucker. Asshole. Yeah. You don't deserve anybody's love, asshole. All right, you guys, I'm going to go. It was fun, though. I hope you guys enjoyed story time with Elsa. Conversations with Elsa, yeah. Bye, guys. Thank you. I'm grateful.